everybody. Welcome back to the front porch. As I said, you know, on the porch, we're going to talk about my books, about some of the pictures that I take of old barns and landscape and whatnot, and a few other things. Oh, you got to have a cold when you're on the front porch. So, today, UFOs. What's proven, what's debunked, and what's still unexplained. All right. So this one's interesting. Because the second you say the word UFO, half the room rolls their eyes and the other half leans forward. And I think that alone tells us something. It's one of those topics that lives right on the edge between curiosity and ridicule. But here's the thing. The government has officially acknowledged unidentified aerial phenomena. That's not conspiracy, that's fact. So instead of jumping straight to aliens are here or it's all nonsense, I just want to walk through this calmly. What's proven, what's been debunked, and what's still sitting in the uncomfortable gray area. Because I don't like black and white answers when the evidence isn't black and white. First, let's define terms. UFO just means unidentified flying object. That's it. Not alien, not spacecraft, just unidentified. And in recent years, the term shifted to UAP, uh, unidentified aerial phenomena. Why the change? Some say reduce stigma. Some say to widen the category beyond just objects. Either way, the term changed. Now, in 2020, the Pentagon confirmed that 3 Navy videos were authentic, not fake, not CGI. Real recordings from military pilots. These videos, commonly called FLIR, gimbal, and go fast, show objects moving in ways that appear unusual. No visible wings, no visible propulsion, sudden movement patterns. Now, here's where people split. Some say that's proof. Others say that's sensor distortion. Here's the honest answer. We don't know. The Pentagon didn't say they were alien. They said they were unidentified. That's the big difference. Now, historically, the U.S. Air Force ran something called Project Bluebook from the 1950s to 1969. And over 12,000 cases were investigated. Most were explained. Weather balloons, aircraft, astronomical objects, hoaxes, even weather phenomena. A small percentage remained unexplained. Unexplained does not mean extraterrestrial. It means insufficient data. And that distinction matters. Now, I have a personal opinion on this. I think that Project Bluebook was more of a cover up than a fact finding mission, but that's a whole other show. And it'll be with this next topic as well. Now, let's talk about Roswell, 1947. Debris recovered in New Mexico. Initial press release says flying disc. That gets retracted. Later explanation, classified balloon program called Project Mogul, designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests. Skeptics say, why change the story? Government says, because it was classified. because historically the governments don't actually have flawless record of transparency. We're just going to leave that at that. But suspicion alone is not proof. That's the tension. Then, of course, you have crop circles. In 1990s, two men publicly demonstrated how to create elaborate formations using simple tools: wooden planks, rope, geometry. Many crop circles were confirmed human made. But here's the interesting part: some formations are incredibly complex, intricate. I mean, some of them mathematically precise, created overnight. Now, is that impossible for humans? No. Is it impressive? Absolutely. But impressive doesn't equal alien. Complexity alone isn't evidence of non-human origin. That's an important mental check. This one gets a little touchy for some people. Alien abductions. This one, eh, many reported experiences share common features: sleep paralysis, bright lights, figures near bed, lost time, uh, random sunburns, not even being outside. Well, psychologists have linked some of these to known neurological states: hypnagogic, hypnagogic hallucinations, memory reconstruction, and suggestibility under hypnosis. That doesn't mean people are lying. It means human brain is powerful. I mean, we're only using what, a third, and sometimes terrifying. But here's something worth asking: why do similar stories appear across cultures? Is it media influence, shared archetypes, or something else? I don't pretend to have the answers, but I do have this. Let me take a quick minute and say, if you're interested so far, what do the crop circle hit like? And if you're really into this subject, climb aboard the mothership and subscribe. Then, so when I beam down new videos, hit notification bell so you don't miss them. And please share this with everybody. Leave comments. I'll read them all and I'll reply to them. Now, let's zoom out. The universe is enormous: billions of galaxies, trillions of planets. Statistically speaking, it feels unlikely we're alone. Microbial life somewhere else, very plausible. Advanced civilization visiting Earth, that's a much higher bar. Interstellar travel requires physics we barely understand, but it doesn't mean that they don't. Energy requirements are staggering. There again, they may have figured it out already. Time distances are extreme. Yeah, for us. So, if something is either incredibly advanced or something else entirely, and that something else is where speculation explodes. But here's what's important: there's a difference between curiosity, skepticism, and belief. Curiosity asks questions. Skepticism tests claims. Belief fills the gap with certainty. I try to live in the first two, but I end up in the third one. Because certainty without evidence makes us easy to manipulate, and dismissal without investigation makes us closed minded. Both are dangerous. Now, here's a thought that might be uncomfortable. Sometimes unidentified simply means we don't have enough data yet. And humans are very uncomfortable with it not knowing. So we rush to fill the gap. Aliens, secret government tech, interdimensional beings. But the honest answer sometimes is, I don't know. That should be allowed. So where does it leave us? We have confirmed unexplained aerial footage, documented hoaxes, psychological explanations for some experiences, historical government secrecy, and the universe so vast it's hard to comprehend. That's not nothing, but it's not proof either. Here's the real question. Why does this topic grip people so tightly? I think it's because it touches something deep. Are we alone? Is there more? Are we being told everything? Those questions aren't really about aliens. They're about trust, meaning, and place in the universe. Those are human questions. So on this channel, we're not going to mock people. We're not going to go blindly and believe everything. We're going to look at evidence, separate confirmed facts from speculation, and sit in the gray when the gray is the honest answer, because that's where intellectual integrity lives. Over the next few episodes, between talking about books and my art and anything I can come up with or get requests for. One episode I want to do on Roswell. Um, Maybe do one on a more modern UAP reports. Um, One on the physiological phenomena and how the brain fills gaps. Not to prove, not to debunk everything, but to understand. And I think that's more interesting anyway. For me, in my opinion, I believe in God, and I don't think He would have made all of these worlds and space and stars and go, that one will have life. Ta-da! Yeah, if you made it this far, you probably don't want noise. You want discussion. So, if that's what you're here for, pull up a chair, subscribe. We're just getting started.